السلام عليكم، أهلا بكم في قناتنا. بنقدم تبسيط للقصة المقررة للصف الأول الإعدادي مدارس اللغات ديفيد كوبرفيلد باي تشارلز ديكنز. في الأول بنعمل تلخيص كده ومراجعة سريعة للترم الأول Revision of previous chapters. David was an orphan boy taken care of by his mother and their kind servant Peggy. ديفيد كان ولد يتيم بترعيه مامته والخادمة الطيبة بيجاتي. Unfortunately, his mother married a cruel man who treated him badly during his mother's life and after her death. لسوء الحظ إن والدته تزوجت من رجل قاسي عامله بشكل سيء أثناء حياة والدته وبعد مماتها. He sent him to work in a dirty warehouse in London and he had to go to his aunt Miss Betsy Trotwood in Dover. أرسله للعمل في مستودع مش نظيف في لندن، واضطر إن هو يروح لعمته ميس بيتسي تروتوود في دوفر. She adopted him and sent him to school till he became 17. عمته تبنته وأرسلته للمدرسة لحد ما أصبح عنده 17 سنة. She advised him to spend a month in London to consider his next step. ونصحته إن هو يقضي شهر في لندن عشان يفكر في خطوته القادمة. نبدأ chapter 5 ده بداية الترم الثاني. main points النقاط الأساسية. David saw London different this time. في المرة دي ديفيد شاف لندن مختلفة، لأن المرة دي مش جاي للعمل في الديرتي warehouse، جاي للنزهة. He met James Steerforth at the hotel and he helped David change the bedroom he was staying in. بيقابل جيمس ستيرفورث صديقه اللي كان معاه في المدرسة زمان في الهوتيل في الفندق، وبيساعد ديفيد نغير الأوضة المش كويسة اللي كان مقيم فيها. They went to Yarmouth together to visit Bigotty and Daniel's family. ذهبوا إلى يارموث مع بعضهم ليزوروا بيجوتي وعائلة دانيال. They got there as family and Ham were celebrating their engagement. وصلوا هناك أثناء ما كانت إيميلي وهام بيحتفلوا بخطبتهم. Steerforth felt that Ham didn't deserve being engaged to Emily and told that to David, but David's words made him blush. Steerforth شعر يعني إن هام لا يستحق إنه يخطب واحدة زي إيميلي، واستكترها عليه بمعنى صح، وقال الكلام ده لديفيد، ولكن كلمات ديفيد خلته يخجل من نفسه. David had a party in his flat for his friends. ديفيد عمل حفلة لأصدقائه في الشقة بتاعته اللي عمته أجرتها له. It was a success as he ordered food from the restaurant, bought drinks and things from the market. كانت الحفلة ناجحة لأنه طلب طعام من المطعم واشترى مشروبات وأشياء من السوق. They went to the theater, but David made a lot of noise as he was drunk. They went to the theater, but David made a lot of noise as he was drunk. ذهبوا للمسرح، ولكن ديفيد يعني أثار كثير من الضوضاء لأنه كان يعني سكران معنى صح. Unluckily, Agnes was there with some friends and she came to tell him to go home with his friends as he was disturbing people. لسوء الحظ إن أغنس كانت هناك مع بعض الأصدقاء وقالت له يروح البيت مع أصدقائه لأنه كان بيزعج الناس. David went home but he felt ashamed of himself. هو روح البيت بس كان خجلان من نفسه. He felt terrible، يعني حس إن تعبان جدا. The next morning he felt worse. وتاني يوم كان حالته أسوأ. Agnes sent for him and warned him against his dangerous friend, but he defended him. أغنس أرسلت له وحذرته من صديقه الخطير ده، ولكن هو دافع عنه. They agreed to forgive one another and told him how Urahib would be her father's partner, and her father had to agree to keep his business going. She asked David to treat him well. اتفق ان هم يسامحوا بعضهم، وقالت له إزاي يورهيب هيبقى شريك باباها، وباباها مضطر ان هو يقبل عشان يعني العمل بتاعه يستمر، وطلبت من ديفيد إنه يعامل يوراهيب كويس. Important quotations. Don't cry, old boy. Don't cry, old boy. Steerforth said this to David when he met him at the hotel. ساعة ما ستيرفورث قابل ديفيد في الهوتيل في الفندق، طبعا كانت سربرايز مفاجأة. Even if they are working people. Even if they are working people. Steerforth said this to David talking about Daniel and his family. لما كانوا رايحين يرمث يزوروا دانيال وعيلته، فستيرفورث قال الكلام ده، فديفيد looked at his face، بص على وجهه فلقاه smiling، مبتسم، يعني كانت joking. تمام، طبعا لأن طبعا لو الكلام ده serious يعني بجد طبعا يبقى الوضع مختلف. He's only a rough sailor like me, but he's honest and sincere. He's only a rough sailor like me, but he's honest and sincere. Daniel said this to David, telling him about Ham and that he was sure that he would look after Emily well. Daniel said this to David, telling him about Ham and that he was sure that he would look after Emily well. هنا دانيال بيتكلم عن هام، وليه طبعا هو خطب هام لإيميلي عشان ياخد باله منها. What a lovely girl. And what a course young man she's engaged to. What a lovely girl. And what a course young man she's engaged to. زي ما قلنا ان ستيرفورث استكتر إيميلي على هام. فبيقولوا لها a lovely girl، بنت جميلة، وبيقولوا عن هام انه a course young man، شخص شاب فظ وغليظ. فلما ديفيد كلمه طبعا هي blushed، زي ما قلنا اتكسف، احرج، فقال ايه؟ I wish I could control myself better. I hate myself sometimes. Steerforth said this to David. He felt Emily was too much for him. But David's words made him blush and wished he could be like David. David praised him as well. David praised him as well. David مدحه، قال إنه the best friend. People are trying to listen to the actors. You will disturb them. Ask your friends to take you home. Agnes said this to David. She wanted him to go home and the actors were not able to make themselves heard. يعني حتى الدوشة بتاعته كانت بتغطي على صوت الأكتورز الممثلين. وفي الوقت ده طبعا ما كانش فيه mics or microphones. He got blushed as he thought of her as his adopted sister. He got blushed. He became ashamed of himself. أحرج واتكسف على نفسه as he thought of her as his adopted sister. لأن هو بيعتبرها his adopted sister، أخته بالتبني. I'm so sorry that you saw me like that. I wish I were dead. هنا ديفيد بيعتذر لأغنس إن she saw him drunk. I'm sorry that you saw me like that. I wish I were dead. I will if you forgive me for getting drunk. I will if you forgive me for getting drunk. David said this to Agnes. He told her he was to blame. يعني عايز يقول لها خطأ هو إنه هو كان drunk، مش خطأ Steerforth. He told her he was to blame and it was not Steerforth's mistake. She warned him against his bad angel. وقال عن Steerforth إنه هو his angel، الملاك بتاعه، his angel. Agnes warned him against his bad angel. حذرته من هذا الملاك السيء أو الشرير. You know you can trust me and I'll always be your friend. But if I were you, I'd warn you. If I were you, I'd warn you. لو أنا مكانك أحذرك. To stay away from your bad angel. To stay away from your bad angel. Agnes said this to David. They agreed to forgive each other. Agnes said this to David. They agreed to forgive each other. وبكده نكون خلصنا chapter 5، وإن شاء الله المرة الجاية بإذن الله نلخص chapter 6. Thank you and goodbye.